Servus YouTube. In this week's video I'm going to take you to one of my tours in the very famous Budapest District 7 or Jewish District. This is one of my favorite tours. It's a really interesting topic, so let's see it. So, why do we meet here and why do we walk around in District 7? This was a place where mostly you had immigrant families coming in and then once getting their fortune there, moving out from here, and new waves of these immigrant families are moving here. Not only Jews, but 70% of the people here by the end of the 19th century, beginning of 20th century, and especially in the 1910s, are going to be Jewish. But first of all, before we start walking in the district, there are three main questions of my tour. So how could the very well-established relationship of the Hungarians and the Jews, how could that break in a very short time and turn families, friends and lovers against each other? That's one question. The other question is, what is left, what is apparent still today from that very rich Jewish life we had here? What can we still witness today? And the third question is, why is this party district? Why did this become, in the last 10-15 years, hipster town? So these are going to be my main focuses, but on the way just feel free to ask any questions, okay? Let's go. So what you see here, the small ring road, Kiskörút, this was the actual border of the city for a long time. This was the wall. So this was the Anker house that you know, the big yellow house. Yeah. So we're gonna see that soon. This was standing here. And next to it, there's the Orci house, which is this building. So then you have this huge building. Now, at the beginning of the 19th century, late 18th century, this is a massive building. And this is all only for the Jews. This whole thing, what happened to the Jews? What happened to Jesus? And what had the Jews would do with that or not? Or this is the biggest question of Europe. Still, they got enough. They wanted to integrate at a certain point. So, but Jews are restricted to at least 613 laws, or mitzvot. That's mitzvah it has lots of different meanings. Can be a good deed that you do one day, or can be a rule or a law, depending on how strict you think about this. And a peacock is the same thing as it's a bird that is on every Turkic nation's original mythology. That's why we have the turul, the hawk. That's the same thing. Every Eastern, Central Asian nation had like a totemic mythological bird. This city tries to become a European capital, and it becomes. Late 19th century, this is the most rapidly rising city of the world for like a good decade in the 80s. It is going to race with 3 cities in the world mostly: New York, Chicago, and Berlin. These are the most rapidly rising cities of the world at the time. Also, another interesting element of this building here is the ceiling. You see 613 stars on the sky. You know why 613? Because these are the amount of the laws that I was talking about, the mitzvot. So even though you are in a synagogue, you're above the sky, and whatever you do, you're always reminded of your connection to God. Take a look over there and you will spot again the sign of the Kohanim. So that's how they start the service with a blessing. The Kohanim, the high priest, will start the service with a blessing. I wouldn't say they are actually fading out, and this is something that is not going to fade out from this country because they are so deeply involved, and they actually are modern Hungary's culture too. So late 19th century, 20th century Hungarian culture wouldn't have been without Jews. So when people ask me, why are you so interested in Jewish culture? Because if you study modern Hungarian history, it's no way you don't study about Jews, because they had such an impact on this country. It's impossible not to mention them. This was a quick overview of my Jewish district walk in Budapest. Whenever you're in town and maybe would like to book this tour or another one of mine, please check the link below. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. And otherwise, I see you in the next week in another video from That Levi Guide. Bye!